And when you clarified what you could do, it was like, oh heavens, this is the best thing ever.
Hey guys, this is a short clip of one of our estate clients. I think you'll like what she says. Give us a call if you want your estates done in Arizona. We do high-end estates. We sell everything from cars, helicopters, artwork, jewelry, and even your house. Catch you later.
So it took us 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the lawyer introduced us to you and your company, we'd already started on my aunt's house because I figured I had 2 months to get that house cleared.
Mm-hmm.
And when you clarified what you could do, it was like, oh heavens, this is the best thing ever. It still was emotional, but I didn't have to worry about things. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this? Wanting to honor my aunt as we wanted to honor my mother. So I think that kind of thing is probably the paramount advantage of what you do. And I so appreciated that. I just really did. But you came in, and I remember you came into the house and you looked at things, and it was real clear you knew what you were looking for. Mm-hmm. You knew exactly what was value important, but you also were very respectful of her items, things that I really didn't quite know what to do with. I could tell you just were respectful of what was there in that house. We didn't go there to see things. Mm-hmm. You understood the value of the things that I think will eventually help come back to the estate, mm-hmm. which in hindsight I can see how important that is in honoring all the things that she did for so many years to be respectful of her estate. I think as you and your team were so professional and organized, and you always called me back so quickly and emailed me and told me what was going on. And at that point, it had been like 1.5 years of caring for strong women in our lives that I was emotionally exhausted. And I was just ready, take the car, take the house, do whatever. But you really kept us informed. And you cataloged things, organized it, and I just ended up saying, I think I told you earlier, to one of my sisters, Ty's going to handle it. I'm not going to worry about this anymore. Mm. This is what my aunt would want. This is what we're going to do. So I think having that organization and respect, it's very important to be so respectful of people at a difficult time. And in that case, we had 2 months to clear out that house. And everybody's going through grieving in a different time frame. So having somebody else do it, and when you called one day and said, did we take down the curtains? I was thinking, oh, the curtains. Oh yeah, no, leave them up. Just like I had no idea. It's like certain things I just didn't even think of. I just knew I had to make the house empty. Mm. I think you took our input. You were clear in communication. You took our input. You were respectful of that. The fact that you would take the car to be emission tested, it was such a blessing for me because I wanted nothing to do with that car. But also, it just showed me that you're very sensitive to your clients' needs and what you can do. Very good customer service, I guess. And again, I just so appreciate that. I know that we don't have to worry about the assets of the estate because you have cataloged it, you've priced it, and you're doing what you can to sell it in the proper forms. I have no knowledge of that kind of information, and it's going where it needs to go and getting good pricing for what we're selling. And so far as I understand, we're like 58% above our competitors, and that's wonderful. That money goes back to the estate, which really is, as an executor, what I should be looking out for. So in terms of what my role as an executor is, you've taken a huge weight off my shoulder in letting me have you do the work, and I just give the responses that I need to in terms of making decisions. Not having the understanding of that process before, and now having what this process can be like. It's just great. It's great, and I think as I've told you, I would hire you again in a minute. I would have somebody, I'd have you come in and do the next, hopefully I won't have any other estates to clear out in the next few years. But I just haven't had to worry about some of the things in my aunt's house that I had to in my mother's house. And that's what I know she would have wanted. And again, it comes back to honoring and respecting the client and their needs. And I think you did a wonderful job of being perceptive enough to know. And maybe that's what this business is about. I hope it is, but it has been very helpful to me particularly, but to my whole family, so I appreciate that. The retirement community that she lived in, we had 30 days to clear out the house. So your team came in and you even had less time than the 2 months that we were given due, so you probably had less than a month to come in and do all the work that you had to do. And we were out of the house, I believe, 3 days prior to the deadline. So that is again saved the estate another month's rent and some haggling, because I had to also notify the lawyer that this may be an issue. Your team came in and got it all done well in the timeline, and it was wonderful.
Easy.